The Oruga Podcast.
Somehow somebody's always looking the other way. Now look at these guys. They look busy, right?
Barely American.
Garage. You're barely, shut up. Barely American. The whitest black guy.
Wow.
I don't know
only
how.
On my hands
am I the only person who tells you that?
No, of course not.
Who else tells you that?
Like all my friends, all my white friends say that. Even my black friends.
Yeah, of course your black friends say that. You are the whitest black guy I've ever met.
I don't know.
Do you ever just walk up and be like, do you ever feel comfort in that because you're part of both races now?
No, it's actually quite problematic. Like when I was working at Kroger.
Because you don't belong to either one?
Yeah. It's so tragic.
Okay, give me an example.
At Kroger, there were Africans, black people, and white people, and Mexicans.
Okay.
The African people, I couldn't mix with them because, like, I don't understand their culture like that.
Okay.
I was raised here, and then, like,
sure.
Black people, African Americans, sure we're cool, but, like, I'm obviously a little too white. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then the white people, it's like, I'm just a little tad too black for them as well. So it's like, I'm in my own circle.
Sure.
Struggle.
Ostracized.
Literally. I try to, like, get in, but then I just get kicked out.
Okay. Of what groups?
All of them?
Welcome to the Op. Be sure to check out Oruga's shop. We make shirts and hoodies that are comfortable and stylish. Follow @ShopOruga and visit orugastore.com. That is ORUGA store.com. Beat produced by Saipuda. Check him out at saipudabeats.com.
Okay, and we're back. My gosh. Okay, what were you guys talking about? A bomb threat at Kroger?
Bomb threat at Kroger.
That's wild.
Right next to UC, West Court Street.
Damn, the Coreyville one?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I heard it was multiple. There was like all around NKY too. My grandma was telling me about it.
The heck?
It was all on the same day for some reason. And like they could definitely triangulate your call back to the location you called from.
I honestly thought it was like someone trying to escape an exam.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Like I can't go to school this day or work.
I can't go to work today. I'm gonna call in a bomb threat so I don't have to go into work.
I don't know, what kind of mentality is that?
That's the mindset.
I'm starting to get so annoyed with bomb threats because, you know, at UC, the University of Cincinnati, they have bomb threats probably 3 or 4 times a year. Nothing fucking happens. It's always
no action.
No action.
You want some action?
I want some. I want to see a building, but
hell no.
I'm just kidding.
You want
but like
people to be true to their words.
Yeah, it's such an empty threat at this point because anybody can make a phone call and be like, "I got a bomb,"
and it wastes so much tax dollars because you got the bomb disposal team.
Yeah.
Like looking for the bag or something. Or they probably don't even leave bags all the time around. They're just like calling into the place and they're like, I got a bomb.
And for how many times that I've actually seen the police not do anything, like I've been by a building that the university they'll send an Amber Alert or like they'll send a text message being like, at this building, at the Corey building, that there is a bomb threat. Please be advised and be aware of blah, 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 blah. And I'll be right by the building. I'm like, I don't see a goddamn cop anywhere. I don't see anybody around. I just get a text message of it. And it's just like, what is the police doing? What is the authority doing right now besides sending a fucking empty-ass text message? Like, it shit drives me up the wall when they do that. And, yeah, there's no active searching, there's no commotion on the campus. It's just like, yeah,
do you
we're gonna send a text message and that's gonna save the day.
One hilarious text message alert or Amber Alert that we got. It was like your freshman year.
I think I
and
know what you're talking about.
it was like some dude slapped another guy's ass, and they wanted to, like, I guess relay it to the whole school. They even sent out emails and shit.
A guy slapped another guy's ass.
Yeah. And it was like, he's still on the loose. Someone's gotta go get him, catch him, stay away from him.
It's crazy. Yeah, I heard that it was a guy that was taking a shower, and then
I don't know how you don't remember that, Preston,
I don't
because we were
remember that at
geeking
all.
about that
I don't remember
in your
it at all.
dorm.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't remember that at all.
And yeah, it did happen in the showers. I remember that.
I think the rumor was like he thought it was his friend, so he went and gave him a little tap, but it wasn't his friend, and then the guy was like, sent out that message.
I got slapped on the ass by someone random while showering.
Like, I get
Yeah, you know how those dorm showers are too.
Man, if I was a woman and that happened, I get it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, we shouldn't report anything. But if you're a dude, I would be so damn embarrassed to even allow that to be.
To let the Amber Alert.
Yeah, not to be a man and be like, hey, fucker, don't fucking do that. Like,
Get back here.
get back. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Maybe
I'm gonna
he
kick your
had
ass
soap in his
naked,
eyes.
bro.
Maybe he had soap in his eyes. Couldn't see. Didn't know what was going on.
Okay, yeah. Well, you
Yeah,
bend
he
over
hit.
for the soap
Oh
too.
my god.
Soap in his eyes. Get the fuck out of here.
Shampoo wasn't washed out yet.
Whatever. Whatever. There's just no way I would ever be like, hi, police. Yes, I was in the shower and my ass got slapped. Like, that would be so.
I need to
How
file
could
a
you-
report.
How could you take yourself seriously?
Insane.
That'd be so embarrassing. But okay, how many of those Kroger locations got the
It
Amber
was
Alert?
at least 6. It was like everyone around Northern Kentucky, like the Newport, Bellevue. My grandma was telling me just like, I think Isaiah's even, the Cold Spring or Alexandria one probably,
Wow.
and then even Kahaya's all the way up to Ohio.
You work at Kroger too?
I worked for the distribution center.
Okay.
Not anymore.
What does that mean? The distribution center.
Yeah, like
Is that like fulfillment?
yeah, basically.
Fulfillment.
Is everything on a conveyor belt?
No,
That is different from that?
it's all palletized and
Okay.
palletized.
people.
I see what you mean. They just wrap it up
Yeah.
on skids and they're sending it to the stores.
So, okay, you're saying that, so they'll have bulk shipments of, like, let's say milk
Right.
or cereal. Cereal's a great one. And then you just
Well,
shook your
it's-
head.
They have 2 separate ones. So they have like a cold one, and then they have like
Dry
a
food.
dry food one. I
Sure.
didn't work at the dry food one. I worked at the cold one.
Okay.
And yeah, they had like a whole pallet of like 100 milks.
Okay.
and
Would you palletize them or would you not?
With like milk crates and
What
stuff?
would happen is there would be a team in the morning that'd come in and take things off of the truck from the people who make the milk
Sure.
and give it to Kroger.
The milk makers.
And then Kroger would have their employees drive on like forklifts
Okay.
and with their own bare hands pick up one milk, put it on a pallet, and that goes to store, like the Coreyville store.
Okay.
And then you also have to get like all the other dairy products, like all the cheese, all
Sure.
It
the
was all
everything.
juice,
yeah.
yogurt, eggs.
So
Everything.
when you got a shipment off the truck, it wasn't on a pallet.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
But then you have to separate everything
Yeah.
and
so
then
I know
put it
that's
onto
annoying.
another pallet.
Yep.
That's so stupid.
It's crazy.
Wow.
It's insane. There's like usually like 80 people running around.
How is that
just stacking
process
pallets.
even efficient?
I don't know how they do it. They get like 100,000 boxes moved and put on trucks and shipped out like every day. It's
Damn.
insane.
And 80
And
people.
that's in my shift.
Yeah.
And there's 2 shifts of people doing this. They're in the Kroger cold distribution center place. There's like a frozen place.
Okay.
And there's like a cooler place.
Okay.
So there's like one place that's like
So the fridge and freezer.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course.
So freezer gets cold. They have
Yeah.
one that's like for the ice cream. It's like
I remember the most
0.
messed up skids that always came through were the produce, and
See.
they would always like put bags of potatoes or
Oh
like
my
onions
God.
on the bottom, and then stack like watermelons, like the whole tub of them, on top of it.
What?
And it would just be like the wobbliest
It's
skids.
terrible. I've seen so many fall.
Yeah, especially during the drive. Like you see when you open up the truck door
Yeah.
and you just are like, this truck driver fucking sucks.
Sure.
He's like swerving left and right or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could tell which ones are like drunk driving or some shit.
That's cool. I like how anybody can get a CDL. I think that's really
Yeah.
stellar too. When I drive on the highway, and like, you know, I'm driving a truck and trailer as well, but I don't have a CDL. But trucks are such assholes. They are the biggest assholes in the world, and they always are like, oh, I guess I'm hitting the, what's that curb? Or not curb, but it's the drunk, or not, it's like, it's the edge of the highway that prevents you from sleeping or being a drunk driver. What is that?
You talking about the little ridges?
Yeah,
in the road
yeah, of course.
That like make a noise.
I
when
can't
you're
tell you how
drifting
many
off.
times I've seen a truck just sit on those. I can't
Their
just,
whole car is
I think that's the soundtrack to their life, literally, is
Yeah.
that sound.
Like, oh, I'm dozing off. I gotta get back on the road.
Literally, dude.
Or else it'll be like that one situation where the semi flipped over.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
facts.
At Kroger, though, they trained us to stack those potatoes first. It's like you enter in the room with all the produce, and it's like potatoes. And you have to literally pick like 30 of them.
Damn.
And just like keep going one at a time. It kills your back so quick. And then like you get to the end, and you have to put the watermelon like all the way up there after lifting like 30 potatoes. It's terrible. That's the worst room you could get is the potato room.
Yeah.
It's
That's
the
the worst.
potato room. Is that the short end of the straw? Is that where they send all the grunts and goons?
It's the worst.
Yeah.
All the strong
Yeah, all the people,
Mhm.
all the people stacking produce skids look like they hate their lives
I'm
because
sure.
you see it on the truck and you're like, "All right, produce department, good luck with that
Mm-hmm.
skid." And luckily, I work in a different department. Worked.
They give you, I think, a minute, 60 seconds to move 8 of those 50-pound potato
Jesus.
bags.
What are you talking about? 60 seconds? They fucking time you?
They time you. You get paid an incentive. So if you move 8 50-pound potato bags in a minute, you get $23. But if you move it faster, I think if you move it twice as fast, so if you move 16 in a minute, you get paid like almost $40 an hour.
What?
You're kidding.
Yes.
So they literally want their produce to be as absolute shit as they possibly can.
If it falls over, you have to restack it,
Yeah, it
and
doesn't
that takes
count.
away from your money.
Sure.
So you have to be fast and
How do
like,
they
efficient.
calculate this shit? Do they have like a
they
manager
have
with
an
a stop?
engineer who like timed it.
Engineer.
Yeah, it's BS. The engineer sucks.
I couldn't imagine going to college.
Yeah, is there just a red clock in the corner that has 60 seconds countdown every minute?
I'm imagining a dystopian like little clock just taped to your fucking arm that like tells how many times you've moved a bag of potatoes.
The way it goes is like you have to call off. It's like every single slot, like a potato slot or a milk slot, is labeled. So it'd be labeled with a letter and then 2 numbers, and you have to say the military term. Like if it's A, it's alpha, alpha 22. Call it off, and then you pick your number, your produce.
Okay.
So alpha 22, pick 8, and then the next one, you see the number, you call it out, and you pick 8 more. and
So
you
you're
keep
just
going.
yelling out
You're yelling out,
constantly
yeah.
to this engineer who's like
It's in your headset. It's like a robot.
Oh,
program,
that's disgusting.
yeah. It's crazy.
That's really disgusting.
Dude.
And you're having a headset, and then you're saying to this fucking recorded, like, automated ass voice, and it's like, what, confirmed? Was it like confirmed?
Yeah, it does that. Yeah.
It just it's so dystopian. That's so disgusting, actually.
Bruh, I swear to God, some of those men in there, that's the only woman they talk to.
Is the Siri?
Oh,
They're
that-
working so many
and
hours.
That's so nasty. And you know, like, Kahaya, you're probably right. Those are probably the only women they've seen or heard. Or just like, yeah.
In contact with.
Yeah. Oh,
And
that's so sad.
They have like people that come over from like Mexico and whatnot, and they learn like that little amount of English just to work.
Sure.
And when you put theirs on, like if you get one that's in like Spanish or if it was one of them,
of course,
it's like times 8 speed. So it'll be like.
Those are really, so they're into it.
Yeah, it would just be like, and then they'll say it, and then it'll be like the next one go, literally like that.
Are you
Like,
speaking
can't
Spanish right now?
No, I'm
You're
English.
speaking English.
Spanish
That's
is a
not
very
English.
quick language.
So you're saying
it's spewing it all out at once almost.
So
In
you're
English,
saying
like
they're
that.
having this headset turned to the fastest pitch ever,
Yes.
and then they're like relaying it all in English too.
Yeah. Oh God.
Dude, I've really found that some of the the Mexicans that do come here and then English is their second language, they're just now learning it as they come into the workforce. They pick that shit up so quickly, I feel like, and they can I've just seen so many times where you'll give them a bunch of information and they'll be able to relay it like it's not like it's their first language. It's really impressive how quickly they pick it up. That's so crazy though, the automated headset though. That's so disgusting. What does it look like? Is it like the whole...
It's like when you go to Taco Bell and you see them with the little mic on. It's like that.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's crappy.
That's
Now
so
you guys
crappy.
know how you get your food a little bit more.
A little bit more? Well, we don't know where it comes from, though.
That's true.
The distribution center is the only thing that you're referring to. We don't know
You're right.
the true source of where
The
these disgusting... I'm just kidding.
Fresh out of the farm.
Fresh out of the farm. I bet that farm looks like a factory, too.
Hey, but it's local.
It's
That's what matters.
yeah.
Kroger's been stepping it up for sure. Their products are so good, in my opinion. It was like so much.
Is this a plug right now?
Yeah, for sure. Kroger, please sponsor us. Give us like some gift cards so I can pay for my
Hey,
groceries.
no cap though. Their private selection brand.
Yeah.
That brand is fire. I don't really like Kroger brand shit, but just like private selection, it's just a step above.
Why? That's so funny to me that their private selection is just a step above the regular Kroger brand,
Yeah.
like generic stuff.
Quality wise,
It's so much better. I remember my parents would get
like
That's
all their
like-
cheeses
well-
and meats are definitely private
their
selection.
their cereals too. Their cereal, the private selection cereals,
They have cereals
they're
now?
good, dude.
That's crazy.
They've always had cereals.
Man, I like their milk though.
Their milk.
You know those milks I get, and they're 1,000 calories.
Those are disgusting.
I
Dude,
saw those.
oh my God.
He drinks them
I don't
in
know
one
how
sitting. He drinks 1,000 calories in one
That's
sitting.
crazy.
I don't know how you don't have diabetes, bro.
I was about to say that. I don't know how I don't have diabetes.
Is it like the special flavors, like
Yeah,
the
it's
caramel?
the
strawberry,
strawberries and
whatever?
cream, the
Yeah.
caramel.
I have a
They
medium.
even have apple pie.
I have a medium Starbucks coffee in front of me. I bet there's as much. I bet the sugar could fill this whole container for how big those milk cartons
Yeah.
are. I mean, it's a fucking huge ass.
They look like
too.
a liter.
Yeah, they're definitely a liter. You're just drinking a liter of milk.
Everyone's sitting every time.
What's it?
I don't even need food with that.
Those things are like, you know what that is? That's like, it's almost like coffee creamer. That's what those are.
It does remind me of that.
Right?
Yeah, I don't think you
It-
should be normally consuming it.
It probably does I bet it does taste like a coffee creamer too, doesn't it?
It is very thick. I don't think
crazy.
I don't think anyone else should consume besides me. My stomach can handle it, but if you're lactose intolerant, oh my god, I think
You'd have shits for days.
you're going to
dude.
like the hospital.
Oh my! What happens when you're lactose intolerant? Is it like do you have like?
Your
What is it?
body
Is it
can't break down
competition?
the enzyme,
Especially
lactate.
cheese. I've heard cheese is a terrible thing for lactose intolerant.
But
people.
are you? That's the thing. I don't understand. Does the shit run right through you, or are you constipated? Constipated.
Yeah,
Really? That's interesting.
I think that's what it does to you.
Huh.
I feel like it doesn't make you feel too good either. Like you feel a little sick to your stomach.
For
kinda.
sure. Because I've heard people like, who are lactose intolerant, and then they have ice cream, and they're like, shit, I shouldn't have done that.
It's like their spicy food.
Yeah.
Their version of spicy food.
For sure. It's just
I shouldn't have done it.
I love it so much, though. I guess I don't know, I have a relative that is lactose intolerant, and they'll do that all the time. They'll eat cheese, and then they'll announce to the whole group that they had cheese, and it's like
regret it.
Yeah, and it's like you're doing this to yourself. Why do you have to inform me that that milk and cheese is your vice? Like that's not. You don't need to keep me in the loop about it. Oh gosh.
They have those little pills that you can take,
Really?
Yeah, I think they're called Lactaid.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just take them before you eat the dairy.
How do you know this?
I'm low-key lactose intolerant.
You're low-key. So you've taken it before?
I have taken it before. It tastes nasty. It tastes like chalk.
It tastes like chalk? It's like
I figured it's all chalky.
Not Pepto-Bismol, but what's the other one like that?
Tums.
Tums, bro. I used
Tums
to love.
Are super chalky.
Yeah, I used to love Tums though.
Bismuth.
Huh?
No, that's the pink one. Pepto is bismuth.
Yeah.
It's bismuth in it.
What's
that's what makes it pink.
What's bismuth?
Bi on the periodic table. It's like a metal.
Bi, and that's what like
That's
what?
where it really is like rooted from.
The pinkness.
Bismol.
Yeah. Bismuth.
Bismuth.
Yeah.
And you're saying like, do you know what that does to your stomach chemically?
I mean, I guess it helps you not
lose
your whole stomach.
What is bismuth though?
I don't know. Just a rock.
You
Just a
think
metal.
it's like?
Just a metal.
Yeah.
You think it's lethal in a high amount?
I would assume so, but I don't think they put that much in there for sure.
I guess someone drank a whole bottle of Pepto-Bismol after they got
They're probably fine.
after they fucked up their stomach.
I think you could drink a couple bottles, honestly. It'd be cool.
Damn.
I won't suggest that, but
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool.
Imagine that's your vice though, and you're like, I only like Pepto-Bismol in the mornings.
We do not condone drinking a whole bottle of Pepto-Bismol.
Some people be drinking that like candy. Like I heard people in high school, they would like pour it out and let it dry and then like eat it.
Ew.
What?
Let it dry out
What?
where?
I don't know.
What?
You like just pour it and let it dry and then like
And then eat it.
Or like
Consume it
that.
as a
Yeah.
solid.
That just sounds like Tums the hard way.
Are you fucking kidding?
I hate it, so I can't even fathom that idea.
How in God's name could you? How long would it take to dry? Are you aware of their process of doing this?
I have no clue. I don't even want to know because that is just so gross.
That sounds like something to look up later.
That's
like a video of it drying out and someone just eating the whole holy Eucharist of it.
You know what that reminds me of is like when you put glue on your hands and you peel it off. That's what that reminds me of. But that's a whole new layer of just cracked out. Imagine even thinking about that.
Have you seen people eat glue?
No, of course
Kids.
I see.
Yeah, I mean like.
There's this one kid, Wilden, in my class, and he like just took Elmer's glue and just like tilted his head back and just squeezed it in his mouth. And
That's how you
know.
know. That's how you know those people have very little to live for.
Dude,
It was so funny.
that's so wild.
I
Oh
couldn't
my
imagine the
gosh.
consistency. I would feel like it's eating like a peanut butter sandwich, And you're like, what is
No.
like what goes on after you eat glue? Or is your mouth just almost shut? Or your passageway?
How does your stomach even digest that? I don't even understand how, this makes me so uncomfortable, actually. It makes me so uncomfortable to even imagine it. Because I don't understand how you could take something that looks so unappetizing and you're like, I'm going to put this in my mouth. Like,
Doesn't it say non-toxic on Elmer's glue, though? And that's why a bunch of kids eat it.
That's the reason they're like, it's safe.
I mean, kids eat crayons because it says it's non-toxic.
Crayons. That's crazy.
Yeah, how do you pronounce crayons?
Crayons, yeah.
Crayons?
Yeah,
If you pronounce it crowns,
I know.
that just is like...
People pronounce them crowns.
I guess southern, if you have a southern twang.
Or western,
just crowns.
too. Western, like the west
Crowns.
side. Yeah, crowns.
That's crazy.
You like crowns? It's crayon. Fucking, gosh.
Yeah, pronunciated all the way.
Yeah.
Crayon.
Okay, how do you pronounce something that if you are sick and you have to call the hospital and they need to send one of their buses. What do you call those things?
An ambulance.
What was it?
Ambulance.
Ambulance?
Yeah.
You mean it?
What do you call it?
An ambulance. All right.
Okay.
I can actually no. You just fucked me up. Actually.
Oh, let's go.
Ambulance.
It's an. Jesus.
Ambulance.
He messed me up. I actually.
Don't. Yeah.
It's.
I don't know how I
an
would.
ambulance. It's an ambulance.
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 Yeah.
That's how I say it.
Lance instead of Lance.
Ambulance. Yeah.
Ambulance.
Ambulance. Jesus.
Ambulance.
I can't even say it anymore. I think I've tapped out on me being able to say that word.
Can I give you another one?
Sure, give me another one. Shoot.
Say mirror.
Mirror?
Yeah.
Mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you say that?
What about
Mirror. Yeah, of course.
What about washer?
Washer. Yeah.
It's supposed to be pronounced Miro, apparently. or some shit
Mirror?
like that.
Mirror?
Yeah, like something like that, like mirror.
That sounds like fucking English.
I don't know.
You know, that sounds like the English
if you,
language.
spell it, there's no like IR. It's like a OR, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
O-U-R? Like cooler? Like how the Queen's English is?
I'm not even,
Garage, yeah.
barely American.
Garage. You're
What does
barely
it
shut
mean?
up. Barely American. The whitest black guy.
Wow.
I don't know
Only
how.
on my hands and
Am I
feet.
the only person who tells you that?
No, of course not.
Who else tells you that?
Like all my friends, all my white friends say that. Even my black friends.
Of course, your black friends say that. You are the whitest black guy I've ever met.
I don't know. I
Do you
can't
ever
do anything
just
about it.
do you ever just walk up and be like, do you ever feel comfort in that because you're part of both races now?
No, it's actually quite problematic. Like when I was working at Kroger.
Because you don't belong to either one?
Yeah, it's so tragic.
Okay, give me an example.
At Kroger, there were Africans, black people, and white people, and Mexicans.
Okay.
The African people, I couldn't mix with them because, like, I don't understand their culture like that. 'Cause
Okay.
I was raised here, and then, like,
Sure.
black people, African Americans, sure we're cool, but, like, I'm obviously a little too white. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then the white people, it's like, I'm just a little tad too black for them as well. So it's
Okay.
like, I'm in my own circle.
Sure.
It's a
Sure.
struggle.
Ostracized.
Literally. I try to, like, get in, but then I just get kicked out.
Okay. Of what groups?
All of them?
Just start a new group.
You need a little, like, I don't know what you need in those situations, but I think you just need a slight bit of pretend in every one of those groups.
We're like, hola, senor.
You probably can get into the Spanish groups.
I try a little bit, yeah.
Dude,
It's
actually,
pretty easy. They're pretty nice, so
they
it's not
are.
too hard.
They're like, they seem to be the most laid back culture, like, and they just seem to be like the most nice, in my opinion. I don't know. I've never like, every race has like their goods and their bads, but man, I've never had like a bad situation with Spanish people.
Honestly, I have not. They're really respectful.
Super.
Yeah.
And they always seem like super thankful that like I'm alive. Thank God.
Yeah, like every day they're thankful to get up.
They're thankful, and they're so religious too.
Yeah.
Like if they're not religious, usually like I don't think I've met a Spanish person who's not religious in some form of
It is
fashion.
pretty rare. I've noticed. Yeah.
There's no Latin people that are like fuck Jesus. There's just
I don't
not-
believe in God.
Yeah, they don't do
Yeah,
that.
you don't hear any of that.
You don't hear any of that.
Looking for comfortable. Looking for comfortable and stylish apparel? Something right up your alley? Oruga has a collection for you. Monochrome features sleek black and white designs. The Workweek and Thermal features pops of vibrant color. Check out orugastore.com for unique styles and streetwear.
Michael Jordan.
What?
The Jordan
The Michael Jordan
Jumpman.
sticker.
Yes, sir.
Really? You find
Yeah.
that on a lot of Latin people's cars?
Yeah.
Is the Michael Jordan symbol?
Jumpman.
That's
I think it's hard for
hilarious.
them. They like that.
That's hilarious. That's Air Jordan.
must-
That's not
yeah.
Jumpman.
Is that not the Jumpman where he's like
I thought that was just
jumping from the like half
That's the Jumpman logo.
That's really what they call it?
They call it that, yeah.
Whoa. I always thought that was...
that Future and Drake song? Jumpman, Jumpman, Jumpman.
Yeah, of course, of course.
It's just because of that logo.
That's crazy. I didn't think... Wow, I always thought that was like the Air Jordan. I always thought that's what they referred to it as.
Yeah, I guess you could be known as both.
If you put the air underneath it.
Well, they always do. That's why That's why I attributed it to the same thing. But man, I'm learning something today. That's pretty crazy. Wow. He's got sweatpants on in that thing too. Have you noticed that? That the what you're referring to is the Jordan logo, as the Jumpman. He's got sweatpants on.
No,
that's the tongues of his shoes.
No, it's not the tongues of his shoes.
Those aren't sweatpants, are they?
He's wearing...
Isn't it from when he, like a picture of him when he made that
I thought it
shot?
was a silhouette.
He's wearing pants, guys.
Look. No way.
That's the tongues of his shoes.
No,
Preston.
it's not.
That's his legs.
That's his laces.
Look at his pants. Look.
Oh
He's
my.
got fucking pants on.
Oh my.
Don't even try to tell me.
No way.
So this isn't a game image?
No.
It's an image from...
See? He's got fucking pants on.
Is that from a commercial?
I don't know. This looks like a very 90s commercial. Yeah,
Dude.
look at this. Don't tell me he doesn't have
That
pants
must be a
on.
Mandela effect or some shit.
Dude, that is Mandela effect for sure.
Because I thought it was just the laces on his shoe that were sticking out. But you're telling me this guy has pants
Whole
on?
fucking pants on. The Jordan logo's got pants.
I thought it was a game, like, silhouette.
I'm going to have to talk to Jordan about this on our next podcast. We're having MJ.
He probably would be, I don't know. That's too much of a generational divide, man. Imagine trying to have a conversation with him. What do you have a conversation with about? Golf? Gambling? You're not going to be able to talk about basketball with them.
Yeah.
The El Camino. That's what we're going to talk
The El
about.
Camino. I wonder if he has kids, too. But...
I thought he did because he's got a junior, doesn't he?
Or Michael Jordan Jr.? Wouldn't that suck, Dick, to be Michael Jordan Jr.? You're never going to be able to live up to your father.
Oh, yeah, of course. Exactly, yeah. What do you think about Bronny and, I don't know the other one's name, like LeBron
Jr. too? Yeah.
Have they ever played against each other yet?
No, but he's in
close.
Super close. I don't know if he's in college or if he's not going to college or what, but I think that's the thing.
That'd be so weird to see them both play.
The LeBron's kids, they might be as good or better than LeBron because he really does seem like he's been coaching them, like
Since
life
a very
coaching
young
them.
age, yeah.
Yeah, grooming them for sports and being like those pro athletes because I don't think you don't just decide when you're like in 8th grade, oh, I'm going to be in the NBA. You've been training for that shit for life. Or you have some really great circumstances in life that you have the ability to do that. Like, you don't just wake up one day and you're like, I'm going to be in the NBA. You really got to train for that shit and be ready for that shit.
I don't know if it's like football where college like easier than the actual NFL with basketball. Like, I don't know how good Bronny is going to be when he gets to the NBA.
It's so much easier to get in the NFL than it is the NBA.
I see.
You have to be I'm just saying in numbers. As there's less people who play in the NBA. There's 15 people on a squad.
I see.
And
compared to an entire team on an NFL team.
Fuck, dude. There's fucking 100 of those motherfuckers. There's special teams.
You got the assistants, the people who are doing the water.
There's special teams too, or not special teams, but the practice squad. You can also be on practice squad, meaning that like you practice with the team, but you're not on the team, but you still get a paycheck for being an athlete. And man, it's in my mind, it's so much easier to get in the NFL than the NBA. Just pure numbers.
Because there's more spots open.
More fucking spots open, for sure. And also, being in the NBA, you have to be a really particular type of body. You have to be able to run, jump, and be just quick on your feet 24/7. The NFL, you can be a fat fuck and be a lineman. I mean, you have to still be an amazing athlete and be really good at a particular set of skills. But you don't have to be an all-rounded, like, in the NBA, you need to be an all-rounded athlete. And, like, yeah, it's an interesting path. It's a really interesting path. And That's a cool audio. That's cool audio.
Gotta love the fart truck.
So Kahaya, do shits push the fart out, or do the farts push the shit out?
Let me think about this one.
It's like the chicken or the egg.
Okay, I think the gas pushes the poo out. That's what I think.
Okay.
So the gas pushing.
I like how intently you thought about that. Like, that is honestly an exam question, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, for like literacy.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, honestly,
What's your reasoning behind that?
Because it's the intestines. They're like scrunching and like squeezing it out and
Sure.
using like gravity to like push it through. But like to get that extra momentum,
Yeah.
the gas has to be.
So where
doing
do you
some work too.
you say the farts create the shits?
I mean, like,
I guess
if the gas
propel
is
them
going to
out.
be up here, right, in
Sure.
your stomach,
Yeah.
and then your food's going to be down here.
Mm-hmm.
So if the food and the gas go the same way, like the gas, I feel like the gas is always going to be on top.
Okay.
So it's like always pushing.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure. So do you fart after you shit? Is that what you're saying to me?
I don't.
You don't.
it's all
always
a
gas
complete
first.
admission.
It's always the gas first.
It's always the gas first.
But is it the gas? Since it's the gas first, is like the gas going around the edges? You know what I mean?
It's
like,
good. That's a good argument. That's a good argument. So, my theory is that the shit pushes the gas out
See.
because I always fart first before I have to shit.
See.
So I think it's the shit first, or I think it's the farts first that are created after me eating, and because it's not fully digested, so it might be like, it's still bubbling in the stomach, still digesting, and then the farts go first, but then the shit follows suit. That's my opinion.
See. I don't know if I can get behind that.
Yeah.
It's like,
It seems too illogical.
yeah.
Really?
If it was the gas, if it was pushing on the gas,
Sure.
then why would it make like such a sound and feel so abrupt and violent? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. While you're shitting.
Yeah.
This might be just your
Or even
health
like at
issue.
It could be all of our health issues.
Maybe you don't have healthy shits.
Who knows what a healthy shit is? Is it gas propelled?
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is probably the greatest mission.
Or is it just an ease? Do you just ease it out?
Do I?
If it's a healthy shit,
If it's a healthy shit, then
do you have to squeeze it out, or does it just
No,
come
no.
out?
You actually technically should never push.
Exactly.
Ever.
So
Should never
the
have
fact
to push.
that if gas is coming out the same time you're shitting,
Sure.
is that healthy?
Ooh.
I would say that's not. It depends on. It
It
depends
could
if
be
you
natural, but
you
I don't know
push
if
it
it.
or not.
I don't know if it's healthy.
I would say it all depends on the food that you eat, right? Because if you're eating shit food, then you're probably gonna have a catastrophic shit, and you're probably gonna be farting while you're shitting.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
It's
some
gonna be
hard
noisy.
food.
Yeah, like you eat some McDicks and then you eat Wendy's right after it too, and you just
Back to
double.
back fast food.
Yeah,
Got
and then-
the triple layered Wendy's burger.
yeah, and then you're just taking an absolute god shit
Regrettable.
where you have to hold onto the side of the toilet so you don't blow off.
That sounds like cement, like a recipe for cement.
If you had a match and threw it in the toilet, it would explode because of all the methane gas. Oh, it's so funny, dude. Yeah, so that's a good debate. I think that's a really healthy debate on does the shit push the farts out or the farts push the shit out? Remember, no, man.
This will be done in a controlled environment.
I think so.
And we'll figure it out.
Imagine we're spending millions and millions of dollars
Oh
on
my
research. Oh my gosh. I was seeing a stat of so how much we spend on interstellar space travel and how much we spend on erection pills for research. It's like 50-1. We spend 50 times more money on as a human race on erection pills
Oh my god.
than we do
No.
on interstellar space. Yes.
No, we do not.
Yes, we do.
way.
I'm not joking.
The human demand for it is just that
Human
great.
research, not demand.
So you're telling me the research department is getting all the money. But how? Because I thought tax dollars is what accounts for the space program.
Sure. Do you think?
So you're just telling me private industries are investing in this research development
50 times
of
more?
erection pills?
Yes.
Ooh, I think it'd be more profitable business than space.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Because space is just an expense in itself. You're not getting any money from it unless you're like space mining.
Yeah, I get
Some
that
rocks.
diamond meteor.
I love the quote from Elon, which is, "There's no market in space. There's no market because there's no trade in space."
Yeah, he wants to send people to Mars, and they're just gonna die on there, and he even knows that.
Wow. But the thing is that like so many people died during the beginning of the Apollo missions. So many people died from like one of the first manned missions where they put men into the cockpit and they're about to take off. There was a fire inside the cockpit and all the astronauts died. So when Neil and Buzz were doing that trip, and there's also a third guy, but nobody remembers his name as a human race.
He's just the forgotten one out of the bunch.
Yeah, but Neil and Buzz, they could have easily been people who also died in the cockpit, but somehow, by the grace of God, they made it to the moon as well. So, like, the fact that people are gonna die on Mars isn't a shock, man. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's just...
It's almost necessary.
It's fucking necessary. Like, human sacrifice sounds so
Oh
bad.
my god.
But you gotta... for our
For
race
great
to...
advancements.
Yes, for our race to survive beyond the human planet of Earth, we probably need to, like, have a couple test dummies.
Some help.
Yeah.
Preston, you should watch Attack on Titan. I highly recommend
Attack of the
show.
Titan?
Attack on Titan. You need to watch
What is it?
The anime I keep yelling at you about.
Okay.
I'm even saying it on the podcast now. I need all the listeners to DM Preston and tell him to watch Attack on Titan.
Why?
It's such an amazing show. I think you'll love it.
Okay. Can you, like, elaborate?
No, I can't. That'd
Why?
be a spoiler. So many
Spoiler.
spoilers. So many spoilers.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
That's it? Alright. Okay. Cool segment, bro.
You know what anime I really liked
What?
was Devilman Crybaby. Have you ever watched that one?
I watched a lot of the episodes. I didn't finish it. I need to finish it.
I'm sad that it only had one season, but I mean, like, it did go full circle, and there was, like, a proper ending to it.
That show's crazy. It's hard to watch for me.
Yeah.
Like, it just showed, like, so much going on. It was like,
There was so much going on. It's about people turning into demons and how they were treating it as if it was, like, the next virus.
Oh, you showed me that show, I thought.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was a crazy show.
There was so much going on at once, though.
I think the only anime I've ever watched was a Batman anime, and it was on Netflix a couple years ago. And I just remember, like, Batman being super sexual with Batwoman or whatever.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, and they're like talking about titties and dicks, and I was like, this is not very Batman-like.
That's crazy. I don't like watching shows like that. I can't. That's why I couldn't finish Devilman's Crybaby, because
it
was,
was very sexual.
Yeah.
Super
Crazy.
sexual?
Yeah.
Really? That's
Crazy.
but it's almost like it's not the traditional type of sexual, right? It's like this.
They were like kind of referring to it kind of like a sin in a way. So it was like,
cool.
This is bad, you know.
That's cool.
But we're still showing it.
We're still showing it. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Oh gosh. So Kahaya, is that what you watch with
I can't,
Ashley?
no.
No?
I do not watch anything like
What
that.
about Attack on Titan? You don't watch that with her? Or you
I do, yeah, but not
That
like
one's
sexual
kosher.
stuff.
Not sexual
Much
stuff.
more kosher.
You're kidding, right?
Seriously.
You seriously? Okay.
Seriously, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, in the anime world, there are very few kosher shows because they're always showing anime titties or just
Cool.
random shit like that.
Cool. Do they
yeah.
blur that shit out or no?
Nah, but like it's not really there like that. It's not really about. They have so much going on. They don't have to really focus on the
titties.
Parts. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Is it like an American anime? Is that why they're allowed to show it? You know what I mean? Because like Japanese shows can't show like nipples, and they can't show dicks, and they can't show anything.
Yeah.
Because it's all blurred out.
It's blurred out.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
I've not seen anything where it's not. Like, I've never seen an actual, like...
You've never seen a show with blurs?
I've never seen, like, a wiener pop up on my screen.
Okay.
Like, full-blown there.
Sure.
So...
Sure.
There's always those...
Thank you for telling me that.
There's always this frame-by-frame of, like, the anime people, like, melting or some shit. And It's just, like, the most graphic scene.
Okay.
But it's all, like, a comic book, so you're like... Oh, it's not graphic.
Yeah.
We're talking about, like, getting brutally murdered?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Okay.
There's so much brutal murders in anime.
I think the only show where I've seen, like, a dick on it was South Park. Where they had such a, like, a minuscule-looking little dick. And I was like, I don't know how they got away with it. This shit's on Comedy Central, too. On like live television, and they still were able to like put a dick onto a kid. It was a kid too. It was one of their main characters,
like Kenny or something.
Yeah, no, it was the fat kid, not
Cartman.
Kenny. Cartman.
Cartman.
Yeah, it was.
Cartman.
Man, I loved that show. It's a great show. I'm a big fan. It's just because of like in the beginning, I used to hate that show because I didn't understand. I couldn't get past the shit animation and the shit voices. The voices are so piercing to the ears if you're not used to it. I just remember being so uncomfortable with how they would talk, and it was just like, oh my god. But like, you know, like now I'm totally cool with it. Like I really do like South Park. It's been a while since I've watched it, but it's a great show.
You have to be old enough to understand like the themes in it. And be like, oh, they're talking about the government. They're talking about some famous people. Because if you're young, you don't understand like all the references.
No, and there's so many damn references. I mean, the episodes on Paris Hilton are crazy, and like I didn't.
And
Kanye ones are great. Oh my gosh, dude, they have some fucking amazing ones.
The
like,
Tom Cruise one and like.
Was that he's a tiny guy? Yeah.
What about who was the one of the guy in the closet? And he's like, no, I'm not coming out of the closet. Wasn't that Tom Cruise?
I don't remember. There's been so many episodes I don't remember.
They always make fun of just every type of person on there. They have no like,
chill. Yeah, they even made fun of like Kim Jong-un, didn't they? Or
did they really?
Some dictator, and they're like. Yeah, no.
Probably I don't even
Saddam
know.
Hussein.
Saddam Hussein. Yeah.
They made fun. Yeah, they made fun of everyone and anyone.
Didn't they do Osama bin Laden too?
They did. They did him, and they also made something about Muhammad. So, have you ever heard about the Muhammad episode?
No.
So, okay, the whole thing in Islam, and like the Islamic community, is that you shouldn't make an image of Muhammad. You don't want to idolize Muhammad, or like in a picture form. And they made an episode where they referred to Muhammad in this bear costume inside of a limousine, and they never showed a face. They just showed the bear costume in the limousine, and there was so much backlash on that. Like I think it was like a decade ago. But yeah, they've done some really wild shit just to like really egg on,
make anyone mad,
to make any community mad, really. Yeah.
I think one of the things they probably say is like, no one's safe. Like we're coming at you.
Yeah, which is cool. Like the Grammy episode that they had when they won a Grammy, and then they won a Grammy, and then the next episode was I forget. It was one of the dads. The dad who's a geologist was wanting to take the biggest shit ever. That was his whole goal, was to take the biggest shit ever. And he had like they were acting like he was pregnant, and he had a big old stomach. And
yeah, I definitely remember seeing that. They treated him like he was pregnant.
They were treating him like he was pregnant. He's like, gosh, Karen, which is his wife, you don't really care about, my goals and my, like, all that.
My ambitions.
Yeah. And then at the end of the episode, he's sitting on the toilet. And he shits, and then as he's shitting, he's rising above the toilet because he's sitting on his shit, and he keeps shitting and keeps shitting, and eventually he's sitting on a tower of his shit. And at the end of the episode, they're like, "We were awarded a Grammy." It is so amazing how they were just like, "We're just gonna make this the most egregious, hilarious episode, and we're gonna be like, yeah, we fucking want a Grammy, eat it." Like, it's so funny.
That's crazy.
Just rubbing it in their face.
Yeah.
Everyone's face.
Is there a lot of shit in, like, poop references, like shit
in South Park? Oh yeah, there's a whole episode about not sharding, but what's a vagina?
Queefing?
A queefing.
Yeah, how queefing was almost like illegal or some shit.
Yeah,
they treated it as if it was like, I don't know, like just some crime.
They took queefing to a whole new level on that show.
It was it Randy? And he farted. He was like, haha. And then his wife farted, and she was like, haha. But it was through her vagina.
He was like, gosh, her name's Karen, right?
I don't know. Yeah.
I think her name's Karen. I don't remember, but
I wish I knew all the names.
Randy's wife, she queefs, and so does her daughter too. She queefs too at the table, and Randy's like, "Gosh, I can't believe you're so sick." After he farted at the table, it's so funny. And there's one moment where the wife goes up to Randy and is like, "So, I have a proposition. If I'm pregnant with my baby, and he farts," and Randy's like, "That's funny," and she's like, "But then I farted out of my vagina." And he's like, "Gosh, Karen, why did you have to ruin my whole day with that?" He's laughing about his kid, farting in her womb.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's such a great moment of television. Like, it is so fucking funny. But then they go to the Canadians on that show. Have you seen how they draw the Canadians?
Where they just have them flappy mouth almost.
Flappy mouth, and their heads are floating, and they literally don't look like human beings. It's so crazy how they
make Canadians look weird on that show. I don't know why.
I have no idea why.
Very beady eyed, and their mouths open up just left to right or something.
Yeah, it's super strange how they do that, but it's a great show, man. That's a great episode. The first episode of South Park I ever watched was the episode that the gay teacher was trying to get fired for being gay. He figured out that he was like, if I get fired for being gay, I can sue the school.
Get a lawsuit.
I can get a lawsuit for millions. So he's just he's trying to be as gay as possible to his students, just acting gay, and he's like, hey, he kept doing crazy shit, couldn't get fired, and then the last straw was him bringing his boyfriend in, and he puts a tube in his boyfriend's ass. This is during the middle of a class. He puts a tube in his boyfriend's ass and puts a gerbil. Puts a gerbil up his ass. And the whole episode changes from the narrative of the teacher
to the gerbil
escaping his boyfriend's ass. And as the gerbil's going through the lower intestines and all of that, he sees other dead bodies of gerbils.
Oh my god.
And then he meets a gerbil ghost that's we will lead you the way out. You just have to follow. Yeah, it's such a great episode. And then they have a whole theme song for the gerbil, and it's a heroic story. It's literally turns into Oh, it literally turns into a heroic story of the gerbil being in first person going through the intestines. It's such an amazing episode. And then at the end of the episode, just the gerbil finally reaches his mouth and escapes.
That's crazy.
It's such a good episode. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that show's great. There's so many good moments on it.
Jeez Louise. I remember seeing the clip of South Park, and Cartman was like betting that he could poop out his mouth.
Whoa.
Have you seen that one?
No, poop out of his mouth.
Yeah, he was like, they're like, you can't do that. It's not possible. And he like hangs over the toilet, and he's like, just
forcing
falls
himself
out curb into the toilet. And then his brother or whatever is like, God damn it, here's your $20.
Oh my god, I've never seen that one. Oh my god, one of the most iconic episodes in my mind too is where the toilet seat debate on if you should lower or put the toilet seat down as a man. You know, as a man, when you go pee, you're gonna have to raise the toilet seat. Do you lower that toilet seat after you've peed? And the son, there was like a son that didn't lower the toilet seat as after he peed, and his mom fell into the toilet and couldn't get out, and the police were like trying to bust her out of the toilet. And the kid like goes up to the mom at a heartfelt moment, and she's like, I don't know if I'm gonna survive, so please, for the love of God, lower the toilet seat the next time.
That's crazy.
and they're trying to like get her out, so they flush the toilet and she dies.
What?
She dies. She dies
after flushing.
When she's stuck in the toilet.
Oh my
She dies. And then at the end of the episode, you're looking at the son, and the son goes to the bathroom, keeps it, and he looks at the toilet seat, and he doesn't lower, and he's like, fuck that.
What?
It's so funny. It's such a and the whole episode's just the whole debate if you should lower the toilet seat or not. And it's like so brilliant how they wrote it. Oh my gosh, it's so brilliant.
Do you want to collect a free NFT? Well, head over to OpenSea and visit @ShopOruga to view our collections of digital art. Our most recent collection, Citation, is available now. Check it out.
Yeah. So what shows do you watch with Ashley then? If you don't watch the grimy sexual anime shows with her, what shows do you watch?
I mean, I do watch a lot of anime for her.
Okay. And she likes anime?
I had to start her out on some, more calm stuff before I got to like Attack on Titan, where they're like murdering Titans and each other. Okay,
and she's into it.
She's like, oh, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
She likes the animation, likes the story.
Sure.
A lot of suspense. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I don't really watch much. But I do watch like some of like the old Disney movies. Mm-hmm. Like before they like changed their animation style. Like I like to watch ones with the old animation, like Atlantis or things like that nature.
Yeah.
Cool ones. Cool.
Not the Pixar animation style, not the 3D type of shit.
Dude,
not the 3D.
The whole the Pixar movie that came out recently, where they've been advertising the shit out of it. Elemental.
Yeah.
I saw that on my brother's birthday, June 16th.
How was that?
I mean, I'm not a kid, so I can't really.
That just looked like they tried to embody segregation.
How did you interpret that movie? Was it okay?
Right. You want me to tell you what it was?
Yeah. Right. You're not gonna spoil it for me.
Spoilers, everyone. Elementals.
Damn it! I was about to watch
it. Fucking assholes! I can't even believe they talked about that. I was about to go see that right now.
So the way it went, it was like this lady, this girl. I don't know her name. Yeah, the fire girl. Her dad left Fireland to go to Waterland, and he got kicked out of Waterland, and he had to live in like where we are, Section 8, of Waterland. Like
Section 8 of Waterland.
Yeah. Where we are. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. So you not only talk about where I live. But go ahead.
Alright, so they set up a shop there, and like all the local fire people that were kicked out of the water place go there to like shop. It's like a little coffee shop. They go there to mingle and whatnot.
Okay.
And then that shop was going to be hers, and her dad was like, "This is going to be all yours one day."
Sure.
And then something happens, plot, conflict. The pipes burst, and the fire people are like, whenever they touch water, they like die.
Cool.
So the pipes burst, water everywhere, and then a water guy comes through the water, and then they like hit off. But before they hit off, they were like in conflict with each other because he was like, these pipes shouldn't be leaking water, and he submits a ticket to the city, and the city is supposed to tear down their shop.
Okay.
So they have to like try and get the shop fixed and destroy those tickets.
Sure.
So then as they're going through that little adventure, they like hit off of each other, and then they start loving each other.
Cool.
And it's like forbidden love because fire and water can't touch.
So how do they fuck? I'm just kidding.
All right, I'll jump a lot.
They get some alcohol in the mix.
What's the kid look like too?
Some bubbly water guy, and then the
boiling water.
Bubbly water guy, he's like kind of chunky.
Okay.
And then she's like fire, and she's like just normal looking fire.
Sure. Can they touch their kid? Can they both touch their kid?
I mean, they don't have kids yet.
Yeah. Okay.
But
okay.
For the
Can I ask you
second
then?
one?
Because this explanation of this movie is killing me. So can I ask you? Did you enjoy it?
It was okay.
It was okay.
It was okay.
Okay.
Like
It
a
did
5 or
figure
6.
out how to touch.
5 or 6 out of 10.
I'd probably
Would you
have to
rate it
give
higher?
a 6. Yeah, 6.
Was,
a little.
It was
5.5.
good enough to be a 5.5. It was good enough to be a 5.5.
Alright, but what like in your terms, what is like say Ratatouille or
Ratatouille? I'd say is like a 8.5.
Okay. Then what's a 10? What is a 10 to you?
You think Cars?
Cars is a 10.
Cars.
Toy Story?
Toy Story. I have to give it like a 3, honestly.
You don't like Toy Story?
Yeah, fuck. I'm with you on that. Fuck Toy Story. Fuck the first 2 to 3 movies of Toy Story.
I'll put Elementals over Toy Story.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I'll put it also over every single Disney princess movie.
Okay.
Is that's this because understandable.
I don't know, man. The Milan or not Milan? Is it Milan?
Milan goes hard.
Milan's a fucking good ass movie. I'm a big fan of Milan.
I watched it on repeat.
I mean, even though she's like, a poly-bi kind of person.
She was defending her family's
Did you watch the live action one?
No.
I
have no interest in that.
Yeah, I watched that one with Cynthia. They
Yeah.
tried making that shit in like an action movie.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it was okay. It was a solid 7.
I like how they make the Mongols in that movie like absolute beasts.
I know, they got makeup on.
They really
got dark eyeshadow.
They shit on the Mongols so hard.
That was fire. Those scenes are so fire in my opinion.
That Milan was a good movie. I was a big fan of Milan because I always liked the little dragon what do they call a spirit animal or something like those. That was Phoenix. That was a cool ass part of the movie. I don't know why. That was just very iconic how they had a little sidekick. And it was, who was that did the voiceover for it? It seemed like a comedian or
Was it the one that got slapped?
I was thinking, is it Chris Rock that does that? I'm gonna have to look it up because
the one that got slapped.
The one that got slapped by
the one who cannot be named.
Yeah.
I don't even remember the dragon's name from Mulan. I used to remember it. He had an interesting name, I believe.
What are you talking about?
The little dragon guy from Mulan. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, that's such a good movie though. Eddie Murphy.
No way.
That was Eddie Murphy.
Murphy was the one who did that. Wow.
Does it say the name of the character?
Mushi,
yeah.
Yeah, that was such a good movie, man.
Was that his star role in a Disney film?
Dude, Eddie Murphy's such a fucking goat. He's such a... I couldn't imagine.
You know who they need in the Disney verse or Pixar verse?
What?
Has Danny DeVito ever voiced anyone in like those in any movie? You think?
Let's look it up.
Because that
Was he
dude-
in Monster Inc. or not? Was he not the green guy in Monster Inc.? Am I tripping?
Animated movies.
I
Yeah,
don't
he has
know.
been in a few. He's been in the Lorax and Hercules.
That was the Lorax.
He's been in
I
Hercules.
knew he was in
bro.
one of them.
Whoa.
Hercules goes hard.
Hercules is a great movie too.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
probably one of the
God.
best Disney.
He's that little. He's such a gosh.
What character?
Oh, he looks like a.
He looks like
Yeah.
that guy too, which is so funny.
I figured Danny DeVito was
Is
in
it like a Capricorn? No, that's not what it's called.
It's little.
that guy.
What do they call those when it's half
A
goat,
imp?
half man? What is that?
I think that one has like a special name too because it's short, like
Half
it's small.
goat.
Doesn't
half
have the leg.
man.
Taurus? Nah, I'm getting
A fawn.
there. Yeah.
I don't remember them being called fawns.
There's
but
a
okay.
one that has like
Goat.
4 horse legs.
Oh yeah, but
That's Centaur.
That's a centaur.
And then
Yeah.
there's one that has 2, and that's what he was, I believe. Or am I mistaken?
Yeah,
Okay.
he was like a 2-legged thingy.
Or fawn.
But
These
doesn't
are
he
some
have
really
wings or
crazy
something?
Images. What? This guy?
Danny DeVito's character in Hercules.
I don't think so.
No, there's the demon ones too that
Man,
have
I'm gonna
names.
tell you that when I was a little kid, I was so crushing on this chick in
Oh,
Hercules.
It was probably a goddess.
Nah,
Who knows what her
I
name
think she
is.
was a regular.
She was a demigod. She was Hades, or the devil's daughter.
Hades' daughter? Oh, I guess so. Yeah,
From, she's in the mythology. She actually has like a name in actual mythology.
Do you know they're about to make a live-action Hercules?
Man,
What?
that doesn't make. I have no interest. Live action, like, man.
They're turning
ruins
every
it.
Disney thing into a live-action movie nowadays.
But
though.
why,
They're
though?
probably gonna make a live-action Toy Story.
I think they should.
Could you imagine?
I think live actions would go hard, but they shouldn't follow like
That pattern.
the story exactly. Like not even
Yeah.
naming it the same thing. Like do something completely different, but like have that feel to it, that like Toy Story feel to it.
Because the only reason that Mulan or Hercules as a movie worked is because it was animated. Because you could kind of have a comedic. He's fighting. He's fighting a Hydra in one of it. Like I don't need to see that live action. I don't need to see them really try to animate a live action. Like it's so much more comedic and lighthearted. I like the lightheartedness of an animated like movie because at the end of the movie you're like that wasn't fucking real.
Yeah,
You know what I
sure.
mean? It's just like you can kind of disassociate.
Yeah.
And you're like,
and you
this
know
was
the
a
conflict
fantasy.
is resolved at the end of every movie.
Yeah, and man, live action takes so much longer as a movie. Don't you feel like that? Because like an animated movie, that's like an hour and 20 max, and but live action, dude, is like a whole goddamn 2 hours of just conversations and them walking to places. Like filming a live action and an animated series or an animated movie, they're 2 different types of filming. It's just like the pace is so much more, so much just slower in live action. That's my, I don't know. That's my opinion. But, you know.
I agree, but I feel like even though it's like dragged out longer,
Sure.
they still can't hit those key scenes the same way as they did in the animation. Like
Mm-hmm.
it just doesn't feel right or the same or even up to par.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
I really wonder how difficult it is to be a voiceover actor. Because, like, I wonder, like, are they just sitting with the mic? Like, wouldn't you want to watch it?
Yeah, I
As
feel like
you're
I'd be.
saying it?
I wouldn't be in the studio. I would want to watch the TV while I'm saying the same words,
I see.
or as the animation. You know.
Yeah. I
That'd
would.
be a fire job for sure.
It'd be
I think so.
interesting. It'd be very interesting because there's a lot of like actors who want to be voiceover actors too. Like, I don't know, Danny DeVito was in 4 or 5 of them. I know George Clooney was in a few of them. George Clooney in the Mr. Fantastic Fox movie. fire, dude. That
Yeah.
was such a... Have you ever seen that movie?
I've not.
Mr. Fantastic Fox is
Look it up. Maybe I
such
have.
That is a solid 9
Is it
plus.
an animation?
10, man. I'll give it a 10. It's is literally
It's
one of my
by
favorite.
Wes Anderson, right?
Mm-hmm. Mr. Fantastic Fox. I need to do Google.
Is that the one with the dog?
It's a
and
self-explanatory title.
It's such yeah.
Oh
This
no,
is
I haven't seen that.
it's literally probably the best movie I've seen as an animated. Well, it's not animated. It's what are they? Stop
motion.
motion?
Yeah, it's all clay or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's and how they like
The plot.
the sets that they made for this show were so cool too, and how they would do kind of almost like a 3D, like they would exit one set and then they would go into another with all these like stop motion, just like scene cuts, and it's just super cool. It's a really cool movie.
I need to watch it. I remember when they were showing the ads for it on like TV and whatnot, and it was going crazy. Everyone was talking about it. Finally get a chance to watch
It's
it.
amazing. Like, I'm not to be a fucking softie, but at the end of the movie, I was like, I could shed a tear for this one. This is pretty great.
It is wholesome.
It's so wholesome, and George Clooney's the
main guy.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing,
The
man.
Mr. Fox.
And Wes Anderson as a
Director.
he's fucking amazing, and his like ability to actually be able to direct movies as well. It's really amazing. But yeah.
I know he's got his style down pat.
Oh, his color palettes too. Of like his color palettes, how he films too. It's all like super parallel. It's super balanced. It's really satisfying for the eyes. It's so satisfying for the eyes.
Yeah, he does take into mind perspective and just angles.
The movie of the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Yeah.
What a good ass movie.
What is that? I don't even know.
Oh my god.
I'm not a movie man, so.
So this is Wes Anderson's. Maybe it's the movie after he did Mr. Fantastic Fox. I don't remember, but
It's like a busboy who finally gets ownership of the hotel after working there so long.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Was it like a nice one? Or like,
A nice hotel.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a nice hotel back in the Disney, and it's like it's before World War II, and it's like a 1938 where like Nazis are around, but they're not really like
bad yet.
Yeah,
That's
they're
it.
like around, and everybody's talking shit about them, but
That's it.
nobody's like, you know. And it's really interesting how they mentioned Nazis, because they didn't have like Nazi symbol. They didn't have their traditional swastika or like colors for them. They would put Z for Nazi, and that they would put the Z's on the banners because they didn't want to put the swastika in that movie.
Yeah, I do
It was
remember
really
that.
cool how they're like we kind of want not stigmatize, but they didn't want to like ruffle any feathers
Sure.
with how bad the swastika is and how like, you know, hateful the Nazis were. So they really tried to like touch on that lightly, but just make sure that you understand the point that these are Nazis and that blah 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 blah. And it's just like, it's an amazing movie. Oh my gosh. And just like the progression of it, and it keeps, the thing about Wes Anderson is he keeps your focus the entire movie. It's not
And it
like
is very memorable after
Mhm.
you watch it.
yeah.
All
Yeah.
the scenes.
I'm pretty down, but like the swastika, so the swastika is like a cross that's like folded, right? If it's flipped the other way, does it have like a different meaning? Is it like?
I don't think you
meaning?
can flip it.
If you flip it, it's not a swastika, or like if you put it in front of a mirror.
Yeah, it used to be an image for like peace
I see.
or something in Buddhism.
Yeah, it's a very Eastern old symbol.
I see.
It's a very old symbol.
So you think like Hitler didn't come up with it? He like stole it from somewhere
Yeah,
else.
he's
Yeah,
still
of course. Because his whole deal, I'm no Hitler like guru of like understanding the history of it all. But what I'm saying is that, yeah, he wanted to embed himself in a Like, he wanted to make sure and have a propaganda piece that the German people and culture is the oldest culture out there. And we are the original humans. That was their whole thing, that we are the pure race. And so he wanted to... So he had, like, a whole mission of making a propaganda piece of that. They're the oldest, and that their culture is the richest. So they would, basically steal from every other culture their cultural references and, like, for how much they stockpiled, like, Egyptian stuff, for how much they stockpiled just, like, old antiques, I guess, old relics.
Yeah, there were some Nazi archaeologists and shit that were
just
professional.
Yeah,
crazy.
Just stockpiling all these museum relics and
Some Indiana Jones shit.
literally. Literally.
Who knows? They might have aliens.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That'd be nice. Just kidding. I wouldn't be nice. Let's hopefully aliens don't go to the Nazis first.
We don't want them weaponized.
It'd be over.
That'd be cool. I really do hope that, like, aliens are, like, the thing that we discover in our generation. That'd be so cool. That's really what I'm hoping
If,
for.
like, the Germans found them and, like, the aliens were like, nah, we can't mess with these guys. They're just Nazis.
Anymore.
And then they come back and they're like, what are you guys doing, you Nazis?
Are you
And
guys
there's,
Nazis
like, no
still?
You guys, yeah.
Yeah, so the aliens come in, like, 1935, and they're like, man, all these Nazis are around Germany. I don't really like this. I don't like this human race, and just I don't like this whole Earth
like, this
thing.
is pretty
I'll
bad.
visit back in 100 years.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes later on. I don't know, man. I really hope as a world we finally do have the discovery of aliens, and imagine if we start having them integrate into our cultures.
Yeah, for it to at least breach the public that they have been here before, and that they could be coming.
I walk to my Starbucks and I see an alien in front of me. When I refer to an alien, it's not going to be somebody across another border. It's going to be a person who's across another galaxy.
Bro, what if aliens dupe us and they're like, how much can we buy your planet for? And we're just like, buy your planet for $2. And then they, like, do us like we did the Native Americans, and they kick us out.
They put us on a land reserve.
On the moon or something.
You guys are going to the moon for a vacation.
And then they just take over our Earth.
That'd be cool. That would be hard to have a revolution from the moon.
Be waving a white
Jesus.
flag from over there.
Oh, man.
See them setting off big old fireworks off of Earth while we're stuck on the moon.
Dude, I really hope that as, like, a human species that we, like, finally start going to, like, Jupiter's moons, and we, finally, like, going beyond the solar system too. Oh my gosh, I really hope we start figuring that shit out.
I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna be chilling.
Really?
Alive.
I would feel so accomplished if I died in space.
That sounds kind of lonely.
Yeah, but dude, you were born on this goddamn rock. You don't
know.
think you would
Pretty
feel?
good.
You
I'm
don't.
pretty good about that.
That's so crazy.
Feeling like Patrick down here.
You know what, the conversation we're having right now is is me being the conquistador and you staying at Spain. Okay, but, like, I want to die over on the seas, and you're gonna die in land.
For sure.
I'll be taking care of some cattle.
Literally.
Yeah,
I'll be
dude.
hunting some duck.
I want to go to space so bad. I don't want to become an astronaut and have to, like, really study, and I don't want to have to do all that shit. That seems like a lot of training, a lot of unnecessaries. But if I could just hop into my spaceship and go to, like, the Jupiter's moon, I think that would be pretty fulfilling. That'd be kind of cool.
Good luck with the gravity, or what is it? The G's.
Oh,
the test where they
It's
put
like
you in,
8
like,
times.
the spinning chair,
Mm-hmm.
or just, like, the chair that has a bunch of
So I've actually done that.
really?
Yeah, so
drove?
I went to, I guess it was
Space
at
Center?
Universal. I don't know. They have it at one of those. I guess it was Disney
What?
World in Florida. They have,
It's like a gyroscopic chair.
yeah. So it's, so it's exactly what you're describing. So you walk
And it
into
just
this
spins
room.
you?
You walk into the circular room, and then you sit against the wall. And then they just spin you a fucking, I don't know how many RPMs, but I hope it's not over a couple hundred. And then you feel the G-forces. Yeah.
I feel like I remember that ride.
And it's...
The fake rocket launch.
Yeah. And it's like, it's pretty cool. I don't know. Like, it's probably like 10% or 30% of what the real deal is.
Yeah.
Because they probably don't want to clean throw up all over the floor all the time, so they probably keep it pretty mild. But it was interesting. Like, I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I bet as like a fighter pilot, you could probably easily do it. Because the fighter pilot, like the ones who are in jets and they're getting like, you can't experience over 10 Gs.
So like 8 Gs or something.
You can get to 8 Gs, and I think you can still be fine as a human being
without passing out.
Without your eye sockets blowing out. That's the first thing that happens. Your eye sockets blow out, I think, and your eardrums
sag
blow.
so much.
Yeah, I can see that eardrums bursting.
Did you know if you have an ear infection and you go onto a plane, you have a % chance of your eardrum exploding?
No, that's disgusting.
Damn, that scares me.
I never knew that. I never knew if you have an ear infection and you go onto a plane, you have the % chance of your ear exploding with blood.
That's
because
insane.
of the pressure changes.
I know, like, it messes with a lot of people's ears going on planes, so I can see it.
Because it's such an unnatural thing for us as humans to experience a pressure change that dramatically. Because it never you're never going to, as a human being, be able to walk up a mountain have that fast and have that fast of a pressure change. So if you go,
it's just not natural.
It's super unnatural. I just never knew that. And I've been onto a plane where I've had my eardrums absolutely killing me. Like when I was a younger kid, getting onto a plane was miserable. Don't you remember that?
I didn't go on as a kid,
okay.
But like if I don't put in like any sort of like headphones or something to like make sound, it's just terrible. And like when you put in your like headphones, I feel like it like equalizes the pressure a little bit or something. So it's not as painful.
I would agree with you. When I put my AirPods in on a flight and I put it on noise cancellation, I don't know what it is, but it might be a placebo or something. Maybe. But I don't feel anything. It feels like I'm just sitting there at home. Like it doesn't really feel like the pressure is that changing. It might just be a pure distraction too. Like I really do think it might be a placebo, but. Yeah, when I was a kid, man, I could not get onto a plane without gum.
Dang.
Gum was so necessary, or I would just have to cry, because it was so painful. I remember planes being so damn painful, just like of the pressure changes and like the condensedness of the pressure. So, yeah, man.
I feel bad for the babies that get on sometime.
They say that when you cry as a child, that's what relieves the pain. It's because when you cry, your ear pathways like open up a little more, and like you relieve pain that way.
Like if it's a headache or something.
Yeah, it's a natural way to
opening up your jaw or to cry.
To cry somehow, just like I was about to say lubricates like
just
your whole
resolves
head.
it on the.
But it's probably not, lubrication's probably not the correct word. But like,
that's funny.
Yeah, it's just like it's like a natural pain relief is crying on an airplane. That's why children cry, at least babies especially, because they're so sensitive to it too. I don't understand how that's even allowed, because I remember excruciating pain as a young kid being on planes. I don't know.
Maybe they like do something nowadays. They have so much technology and whatnot. They know.
Well, they just give the kid a pill.
Much knowledge.
That's cool. Give the kid a pill.
He'll
shut the fuck up.
He won't cry for the whole 5-hour flight.
That's crazy. I will say, Preston, about the G's. There is it's like a space center in Dayton, Ohio. Okay. And it has.
I've been there. Yeah.
Like a little chair that like spins, and it uses your weight to like spin, and it goes faster and faster and faster and faster. Okay. And like I went down there in like 5th grade, and this kid passed out on it.
Whoa.
From going too fast, spinning.
Whoa.
Damn.
Crazy.
Whoa. That's
he was trying to set a world record.
Doing something crazy.
Be like, I can do it. Just passes out halfway through.
That would be, I don't even know if you can be embarrassed about that, right? I mean, like, what do you do when you just pass out? Like, have you ever passed out just, like, randomly?
I've never blacked out.
I haven't either.
I've never done
I've
that
only
either.
been put under for, like, gas, you know?
Okay.
For dentist.
Wisdom
for the
teeth?
dentist. Yeah, it was my wisdom teeth.
Yeah, me too.
I've never been put under either. I've
For
never had
anesthesia?
Did
that.
you have your wisdom teeth?
I still have my wisdom teeth.
That's crazy.
I probably should have them taken out, too.
Are they painful?
I don't feel pain, bro.
I
Well,
think they're
actually,
cool.
that's a good point.
Are they out though?
So this is as I lick my teeth. So, I've been riding on this advice that my dentist told me the last time I had a cleaning, and I guess this is a dental update. So my dental update is that I went to get a cleaning probably like 3 months ago, and she told me as a piece of advice that never have your teeth touching. Your teeth are not supposed to touch unless you're eating. So if your teeth are touching more than 10 minutes a day together, that's unhealthy. So you're supposed to have your tongue to the roof of your mouth all of the day, unless you're speaking. Your tongue should be on the top of your mouth, and your teeth should not be touching. So, like, I'm horrible about this. I think about it 24/7. Like, I'll find myself clenching my teeth all the time, and my teeth aren't supposed to be touching. So it's like,
I'm a clencher too.
yeah,
as well.
I have pain
girlfriend.
24/7 if I clench too hard. Like, there are some days where I'll be like stressed out and I'm thinking about shit, and I'll clench my teeth, and then at the end of the day I'm like, damn, my teeth are fucking killing me because I clench so hard. But, like, you know, if I have a casual, calm day, like today, I won't be clenching my teeth. But yesterday, holy shit, man, I was doing a bunch of shit yesterday, and I was clenching so hard, and at the end of the day, I'm like, I need a fucking massage or something. Like,
Just a jaw massage.
Yeah.
I want.
2 weeks ago, I like sprained my that little muscle in my jaw, and like whenever I opened my mouth real quick, it was like it pulled against me. I was like, "What's going on?"
Ooh.
It just like stops you from like opening.
Do you ever crack your jaw occasionally? I always like open my mouth like a weird way, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you hear a pop.
yeah, and you're like, oh, it felt good. I want to try that shit again, and you never can again. You never
Yeah.
can.
And all you did was just open your mouth, just like normal.
Yeah. That's my dental update. As that piece of advice, but
How were your wisdom teeth growing in? Do you know?
I don't even. The thing about it, I don't know if they were my wisdom teeth or if I just needed teeth taken out for my braces. So I don't know if I got like. I remember being put under, and then after I was put under, I just remember not like having some teeth in my mouth.
I see. Fair.
So I don't think it was wisdom teeth. But yeah.
Mine were growing in like sideways, like they're pushing against all my teeth.
whoa.
It's crazy. And they
Whoa.
weren't going up. They were like literally just keep pushing. I
Pushing,
had like
yeah.
the worst jaw pain,
Ooh.
tooth pain ever for like a good month. And I was running, and when you run, it like your heart beats, and it, you know, when your heart's beating, there's a vein that goes through your jaw. Like, the wisdom tooth was like pushing up against that, and I could feel it every single time my heart beat, and it was beating so fast. Like
That's
when I was
so
running,
annoying.
it was painful.
When I was running in high school, my big thing was that my earlobes would close, and it's almost like, it feels like I was underwater, and then I would have my heartbeat, like,
What the heck?
it was so, like, my earlobes would, so in the past week, I had my right ear close up, and it felt weird, and I was like, man, I probably have an ear infection, okay, but then when I would run in high school, and I ran a lot, like, if I was, like, doing a hard day, if I was doing 4 to 5 or 6 miles, both of my ears would close up, like I have an ear infection, and then I couldn't hear shit, could not hear shit, you could yell at me and I couldn't hear shit, and then, like, I would just hear my heartbeat, like, and that's it, and I would have to sit there for 2 to 3 hours for my earlobes to, like,
Chill.
open up again. Yeah, it made me hate running. It made me hate running. Like, it was so disgusting.
Was it like sweat? Could you feel like sweat going down there?
I could feel sweat in my ears, but my earlobes were already closed too. So I would have sweat at basically the gate of my earlobe. Like, my earlobe gate was closed, and then I would have sweat at that like point. So I'd feel
That sucks.
such an, like, to try to explain it does not do it justice. Like, I don't know. I never want to feel that pain again. And every now and then, like, I'll play some basketball, or I'll do something like really aggressive, like athletically, and then I'll get that feeling again. And it's the worst fucking feeling because I can't hear shit. People will be people will try to talk to me and have a normal conversation with me after a meet or after a run or after a basketball game, and I'm like looking at them, I'm like, I'm deaf. I'm literally
Reading lips.
I'm deaf right now. Like, don't talk to me.
That's crazy.
And it's hard to explain that to people, and they're like, "What?
What do you say?
What you're saying that you're deaf right now?" Like, it's the worst, dude. I hated it. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I just ran. I can't hear you.
They're like, you must be deaf all the time, huh? Oh gosh. Did you know deaf people, their alarm clocks are lights?
You're saying deaf or death?
Dead. No.
Deaf. Deaf.
Deaf.
Not deaf, but deaf.
I was so confused.
Deaf people, their alarm clocks are lights. And blind people...
I thought they were vibrations.
Blind people, their alarm clocks are as a sheet under their bed, like underneath their mattress, and their mattress will shake.
Could you
Seriously.
That was
imagine
pretty
the
innovative.
Samsung ringtone, like ding 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 ding.
That
Your
would
whole
drive
bed-
me insane,
your whole
dude.
bed just shaking. No
Even
way.
when my cat like touches my face in the morning to wake me up for her to be fed, I'm so aggressive if somebody wakes me up. If I'm not the first person to wake up, and like, oh my gosh, I'm so uber aggressive about being woken up. And if my bed was shaking when I have to wake up, I think I would go absolutely apeshit. I think I would burn my
Especially
mattress before
Nightmares would probably be more prevalent.
Oh, you're in your REM sleep in the morning and you have a dream and you're just
And your bed starts
Can
shaking.
you imagine having sleep paralysis right now?
Yeah.
You just can't move, and your whole bed
Have you
just
ever
singing.
had? Have you ever
I've
had?
had it once. Yeah.
Really?
Maybe twice.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you not had it?
I've had it like that's probably the same amount of times.
I might have had it, but I attributed it to my laziness, not me wanting to get up. I've never like, oh, I can't get up right now. I've never had that. I've just been like, maybe I'll have a 1% or 2 of sleep paralysis, but I'm like, I don't have the need to get up, so I'm fine. I don't know.
The thing I noticed, like one of the times it happened was, like my face, like my mouth and my nose were like covered.
Okay.
And my eyes were like open, and like I feel like I wasn't breathing enough or some crap. I couldn't move like as much as I wanted to. It was like trying to move and stuff, but I just couldn't
Move any muscle.
The only thing I could do was breathe, so I just breathed like really hard, and then like I was able to like
Snap out of
unfreeze.
it.
Yeah,
That would scare the shit out of me. That would scare me to death, man. That's crazy. Wow.
I told my mom about it. She was like, "You need to go pray right now. Those are the demons coming
Those are the
after
demons.
you.
You're kidding, right?
Go to church.
You need to get down and pray right now."
You're kidding. You're not kidding, are you?
Not kidding. I had to pray for a hot minute with her.
Oh my
right
God.
in there.
Oh my gosh, what did you tell her when you first started masturbating?
Wow.
Just kidding. She tell you have the demons in too.
Release the demons.
That's so funny.
Oh my god.
That's wild. Yeah, I've never had sleep paralysis.
Have
That's a lot.
you ever ran in like the cold, like super cold weather,
Yes.
snow?
Nothing makes me madder than the memories I have of when my toes are freezing. I am wearing basically like
Shorts.
I'm wearing shorts and a tank top.
Yep.
And it's the thinnest fucking pieces of cloth that you've ever had, and you're literally freezing. And they're like, "Go run, you'll warm up." Like,
Yeah,
go
like,
fuck yourself.
no way.
I had a fat ass coach too.
Oh.
Every coach I've ever had was a fat fuck for cross country too. And it's like, for them to tell me, "Go run. It's 30 degrees out. You'll be fine." And I think I literally have frostbite.
Dang.
On my toes. And I don't know if it's from that or if it's from working. But let me tell you, I don't appreciate that frostbite. Okay?
That's crazy.
And just the fact that they had us, like, I remember one time, it was right before the start of a meet. I was like warming up in a sweatshirt and sweatpants, right? And I'm like, okay, I can kind of deal with this. And then I had to, you're forced to take everything off,
right.
which is so stupid.
Like, boom,
this is
cold.
It's the stupidest rule in high school cross country that you have to you have to have only your uniform. Why? Are we really taking this that seriously? Where the only thing I can wear is my school uniform? I can't wear a fucking sweatshirt. Are we really that strict about my running ability? Like, stop it. It's so crazy how strict they are about your uniform and what you. They were telling people to take off their headbands because they weren't school regulated or some shit like that. Like, they were so strict in our district about it, and they were like, if you were wearing the right shoes or if you were wearing crazy socks, like crazy colored socks, they would have you take them off.
That's insane.
It is so stupid. And I remember I had like running shoes, cross-country running spike shoes, and I stepped in a puddle right before we're starting, and my foot started freezing up, and I'm like, and then I had to run with a frozen foot, and it never got better. During the 3 point something miles?
3.1.
3.1, yeah. During the 3.1 miles, I never got warmer, and I never.
Sucks.
And like when you're running during 30-degree weather, it's not like you get warmer. You literally just get number.
Yep.
It's not a pleasant feeling. It's the most uncomfortable feeling that you can ever have.
It's like running on a rock. That's what it feels like.
Yeah, and then afterwards you're like so tingly and so like.
Dude, it burns. Like when you warm back up, that burning sensation. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that's the worst.
It is the worst. And then they're like, "How did you get a cold?"
When you start getting feeling back in your fingers and toes.
Yeah, dude. I will say though, the naps after a cross country meet are so different.
Dude,
those naps,
because they're probably much needed.
You literally feel like you went to war. You literally feel like
I feel that way for sure.
Because you've exhausted every single last bit of energy. I remember like sometimes after like once I've crossed the line, I'd barely be able to walk.
Yeah.
Because you're just like walking, you're like, you just have no energy. I have no energy to be able to speak. There'd be some times where my friends, like on the cross country team, would be like, "Okay, we ready to go to that party after this?"
Like, no way.
No, dude.
What?
I'm taking a nap and I'm going to fuck off. Like, I'm literally gonna lay down and die.
Catch you guys later.
Yeah, like I'm not going to a party. I'm not gonna hang out. I'm not going to like no. Yeah, I'm sleeping and I'm not talking to anybody because it was so much energy wasted. Well, not wasted, but just exhausted.
When it's like super hot, like 90 degrees, and then you have a 3-mile run, like the race 5K.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, when I finished one of those races, I couldn't even like drink the water. Like I couldn't even swallow. Like my body was so fucking dead, so dead. It's terrible. And then I would try and stay up and not fall asleep to like do homework and stuff. Dude, I would just pass out. Like I don't even know what happened. Sometimes I'd just be gone. I'd wake up the next day. And
I had, we would have Tuesday meets.
Ooh.
Did you guys have Tuesday?
I think we had like 1 or 2.
We had
the year.
3 we had a lot. We would go to every Tuesday meet.
Nah.
It was not the move because, I would go to school, we have a bunch of homework, have a bunch of class, whatever, and then we would go have a warm up. We would go meet at the race event. We get finished at maybe 5 or 6. I'd have dinner. It's 8 o'clock now, and I still haven't slept. I haven't done anything to recuperate, and then I'm supposed to do homework for the next 2 hours. I can't believe how many times I would tell my teacher the next day, of course I didn't do my homework. He's like, why didn't you do your homework? I was like, I had a day to do it, and I ran cross country. I don't think sports and this homework do not mix. Like, I'm not going to spend my next couple hours out of the night to accomplish math homework or whatever it was at the time. Like, it was such a burden.
Dude, homework in high school is insane. Like, the fact they gave you one day to do it. I don't know how I did it. Like,
right.
One day.
I'm glad I graduated before Zoom calls and all that shit became popular, though, because I wouldn't have retained anything through those kind of meetings.
I don't know what their thought was that you had to finish homework in one day. Like, what was the thought process of that? Because life isn't like that. There's nothing you have to do in one day.
Like,
no. They're like, you want to finish that shit in a week and a half? You want to have all the homework on the first day of class, and then it's, like, literally, there are some college courses that they give you every single assignment the first day. And they're like, finish it when you want to. It's okay.
That's actually nice.
Oh, it's so nice. And then they tell you the schedule months in advance. That shit's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, they're like, they get mad that you want to know what's going on.
Oh my god. When
right?
you ask, like, oh, are we going to learn this next? And they're like, we're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not there yet. Just wait. Do the homework tonight. And it's like, okay. Clearly you're not good at your job either. God, high school teachers are such a waste.
I've had like 3 good ones.
Exactly. Out of what? Dozens?
Yeah.
Dozens, bro. There are a few gems. And they know how to teach. All the things that we're talking about, how a good teacher gives you advances, and they talk about what they're going to do, and they're very open about the tests. Those are the great teachers. But then all the other ones are just dicks.
I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Not to shit on high school teachers. I hope listeners that you're not a high school teacher, because
Oh boy, they're probably going through it right now.
They are. That is, God bless them. That is a hard lifestyle, I'm sure. To deal with kids too, 24/7. I couldn't do that. I couldn't deal with kids all the time.
Especially at that age.
Because
the most ignorant age.
The most ignorant age. You're so correct. And then they're like, because you're around insane kids all the time, you're probably going to be a tad bit insane as well, right?
I feel it.
Like,
yeah,
how could you keep your sanity around insane children all the time? It's a tall order, I bet.
For sure. I couldn't do it at all.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So this has been the OP. Check us out on Twitter at Shop Oruga, and check out the store, orugastore.com, ORUGA.com. Check out our merch.
You just said Oruga.com.
Oh, it's orugastore.com. So sorry. So it's Oruga Store. Look us up. Just if you can find this podcast, you can find our website.
Swag, like Ohio, Oruga swag.
Yeah, eyes wider than Ohio. I'm going global. Okay, is there anything else? Any other shit?
Nope.
Okay, sick. All right, peace.
And we got to be ready.
Visit orugastore.com today and enter the discount code OP15 for 15% off your order on all Oruga merch. Free shipping for orders over $50 is available as well. Thank you. The Oruga Podcast.
Somehow somebody's always looking the other way. Now look at these guys. They look busy, right?